Hello everybody and welcome to Go Math Module 7, Lesson 3, 7.3. This is day 1 of 7.3. It is a long lesson, so we are going to break it up over a couple of days to help you out. We're going to be looking at converting measurements. So our essential question for today is how can you convert units within a measurement system? And the first thing that I need you to do is open up your Go Math textbook to page 186, and I want you to cut out this green table here from textbook page 186. So go ahead and pause the video, open that up. You can cut it out from your textbook and then either glue it in or you can do as I did, taping it in here just to make sure that it is secure. We are going to be referring to this table throughout Module 7, Lesson 3 and Lesson 4. So please make sure that you have it glued into your notebook. On mine, I'm just going to write in. I'm just going to draw my box and then I'm going to write insert, customary measurements chart. And again, that is on page 186 of your Go Math textbook. If you're not using the Go Math textbook, you can go ahead and just copy it down into your notebook. Okay, the first thing that we're going to look at is our modeling method. We are going to show a conversion of yards to feet. So looking at our green chart, we need to determine how many feet are in 1 yard. So I'm going to look for it on my table and I have it right here. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Okay, let me write that down. 1 yard equals 3 feet. So that's kind of my baseline, and I call that my conversion factor, where I start. 1 yard equals 3 feet. Then I need to ask myself, okay, if 1 yard is 3 feet, then how much is 2 yards? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. So 2 yards is 6 feet. Now I'm going to move on to 3 yards. 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 yards is 9 feet. And now 4 yards. 4 times 3 is 12. So now I've written out all of these ratios. You can look at this like 1 to 3, 2 to 6, 3 to 9, 4 to 12 as a ratio. But I'm going to create a table just so I can show my thinking. So here's my little model table. And I'm going to show feet on the top, and I'm going to show yards on the bottom. And so first I'm going to divide up into 4 sections, just like this. And I'm going to show my 4 yards on the bottom. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. Now within each yard, I can draw out my 3 feet. So on the top, I'm going to break up into 3 sections. And now I can show my feet. 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet. So 1 yard equals 3 feet. Now let's go to 2 yards. 2 yards is equivalent to 6 feet. Now 3 yards. Now 4 yards. So if you were asked to model your thinking, this is an excellent way that you can draw a model of your conversion. Now we're going to do this extend section. To extend, we are going to rewrite the ratio of yards to feet in fraction form. So I'm going to take yards to feet, which gives me yards over feet. And now I'm just copying down what I've written up here. 1 over 3, 2 over 6, 3 over 9, and 4 over 12. Those are all my ratios in fraction forms. Now the rate of this problem, we've been talking about ratio and rate. The rate of this problem would be 3 because we multiplied by 3 every single time, right there. Next, we're going to look at converting using proportions. And that's our second section down here. Our first problem is an average human brain is 3 pounds. How much does it weigh in ounces? And for pounds, our shorthand is LBS. And our abbreviation for ounces is OZ. We are going to create a proportion for this, and I'm going to start with my baseline, my conversion factor. And so that would be that 1 pound is equivalent to 16 ounces. And you could have looked this up on your green chart that we glued in. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. Now what about 3 pounds? And I have a missing number there. So I could have 3 over x. Now remember with my proportions, as we discussed earlier in chapter 7, you have to stay consistent. Pounds are on the top here. So I know in my second proportion, I have to have pounds on the top as my numerator. On the bottom, I have ounces. So I know my x, my final answer, is going to be in ounces. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my problem and then cross multiply. So I have 1 over 16 equals 3 over x. When I cross multiply, I have 1x equals 48. Divide by 1, and I'm left with x equals 48 ounces. So a 3 pound brain is 48 ounces, and that's my answer in a full and complete sentence. I just made my conversion. Okay, let's look at another problem. This problem says a doorway is 6 feet tall. How tall is it in inches? Your first step is to go back and look at that conversion table and find your baseline, your conversion factor. Where do you start? And we need to look at the conversion of feet to inches. So looking at our chart, we can determine that 1 foot equals 12 inches. Now we can continue listing. If you prefer the list method, you can continue listing 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, and 6 feet, and making those conversions. Multiplying 12 by 2, then 12 by 3, 12 by 4, 12 by 5, and 12 by 6 to find your answer here at 6 feet. If you prefer the proportion method, you can make that problem as well. For the proportion method, we could show 1 foot equals 12 inches. And on our other side of our proportion, 6 feet over our missing number x. And we could solve that proportion by cross multiplying. 1 times x is 1x. 12 times 6 is 72. Dividing to get x by itself. And we're left with 72 inches. Now that's if we did our proportion method. If you're doing the listing method, we can absolutely do that. We would do 12 times 2, which gives us 24 inches, and we can abbreviate to IN. 12 times 3, 36 inches. Again, you're checking your work as I'm going over these. 12 times 4, 48 inches. 12 times 5, 60 inches. And 12 times 6, the one we're looking for, 72 inches. So you can actually do it both ways, and then you can check your work to see if it's correct by doing it 2 different methods. We did the proportion method and we did the listing method. If you're able to see the shortcut of just multiplying 6 times 12 right away, the baseline, to get 72, you're welcome to use that method. You just want to know this listing method and our proportion method as well. All right, this has been Module 7, Lesson 3, Day 1. I'll see you back tomorrow for Day 2. Thanks for watching.